Well, hello, and welcome once again to What Nobody Told Me After 65. Well, it's your lady on the go, lady in the know, Miss Info. You are at the Information Nation, where knowledge is shared and wisdom exchanged for the betterment of a people. Today's topic, H2O, with a question mark, or what nobody told you about bottled water. There are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different companies, all dedicated to providing you the best bottled water available. But is it really any different than ordinary tap water? Let's find out. The bottled water business is quite lucrative. Over $350 billion business. That's a lot of money for something that's free. However, to get into the market, the investment is quite hefty. Anywhere between $500,000 and $1.5 million to get a good company started. That's a drop in the bucket, as you will soon see. I've taken some information from an article, a 2020 article that was posted in The Guardian. Pepsi and Coke make millions bottling tap water. Yeah, tap water. On the west side of Detroit, amid a landscape dotted with vacant properties, vacant homes, Coca-Cola is churning out a number of beverages, including Dasani, Dasani, a well-known bottled water that generated $1 billion in U.S. sales alone. That's not counting for global, just U.S. When the coronavirus broke out, bottled water hit an all-time high. There was a 57% increase over 2019. But hoarding bottled water was not necessary according to the CDC. No public water supplies were contaminated. Moreover, most bottled water that's sold in the U.S. comes from the same municipal source as tap water. Who knew? Coca-Cola makes Dasani at their Detroit plant by purchasing, treating, and bottling municipal water before selling it at a significant markup to consumers, me and you. Pepsi bottles Aquafina the same way. This business model is hugely profitable, and the cost to buy their material is exceedingly low, because all they need is an agreement with the municipality to treat tap water. Once it's bottled, the markup can be about 133 times greater. Consumers and bottling companies are not treated equally by water utility companies. Their policy in Detroit, and I didn't look up anybody else because we're talking about Detroit right now, is to shut off water if a residential customer falls behind by $150. At the start of the pandemic, 2,800 homes had shut-off notices and were estimated to be without running water. But bottling companies in Detroit also had past due water bills that went unpaid for months, and not one of them received a shutoff notice. Utility company cited the bottler's strong payment history and their ability to pay as the reason for the discrepancy. Later, they reversed course and said they had made errors in collecting past due balances. Errors. So did they err on homeowners, or did they err on bottling companies, or did they err on both, and how did they fix it? So, the very infrastructure and processing costs to bring bottled water to the consumer is paid for by taxpayers. We pay for the water utility companies. These businesses are subsidized by the public. Now go figure. Technically, if your water is off and you turn to bottled water, it's the same water you were accused of not paying for in the beginning. Now you're buying it. That's a double-edged sword. What's wrong with this picture? According to an article written in April of 2024 at the nrdc.org, and I'll put it in the comments. Remember Flint, Michigan? The water crisis that began in April of 2014 when the city switched its drinking water supply from Detroit's system, where it was sanitized and cleaned and all that, to the Flint River. This was a cost-saving measure. Inadequate treatment and testing resulted in a series of major water quality and health issues for the residents. The Michigan Civil Rights Commission concluded that the poor governmental response was a, quote, result of systemic racism, unquote. Later, studies revealed the contaminated water was a contributing factor in double and even triple incidents of elevated blood levels in the city's children. Elevated blood levels in the city, lead in the city's children. After being caught doing nothing to combat the problem, the city decided to correct their mistake by adding more chlorine. Without addressing other underlying issues, which created a whole new problem, elevated levels of TTHM, a cancer-causing chemical that is a known byproduct of the chlorination of the water. Come on, people. This environmental disaster is only one of two that I remember. How about Love Canal in Niagara Falls? That was discovered in 1977 and took 21 years to correct and restore the people who were harmed. That's another topic for another day. And how about the Deepwater oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010? And we know there were others, Chernobyl in 1986 and the cyanide spill in 2020. Definitely those are topics for another time. The bottom line, bottled water is a joke. You do better to boil your water at least 212 degrees Fahrenheit. It's got to be boiled, a rolling boil. You do better to boil your tap water, cool it down, and consume it far cheaper, and you know exactly what's in it. However, let me make this correction. Filtered water is far better for you and less time consuming. Filters come in a variety of various applications. There's a whole house filter, and then there's the filters that you can put on your faucet. Do your homework. I can't recommend anything to you, but do your homework. Because we've been duped once again. Bottled water ain't no more than tap water that's been treated, and certainly Coca-Cola Bottling Company, their comment was no comment. They didn't want to be on record as saying it's nothing but tap water. Yeah, they ran it through some filters. Yeah. But the bottom line is, it's a joke. I hope this information has been helpful. Please subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, and watch the video to the end. And this is my pause for the cause, the Freedom Clasp, because wearing jewelry should not be difficult. Go to www.freedomclasp.com. Use my code INFONATION for your discount. And remember, you don't know what you don't know. Have a good day.